All right, so this is the tutorial if you're going to create your turnaround sketch digitally. Now, if you are going to do that, if you're going to make it like directly into the computer, I highly suggest either having a drawing tablet, or I actually have a drawing monitor. I have a Cintiq tablet, something like that. You could also use, if you want, you could just use like if you have like a, what do you call it, an Apple iPad, or you have like a Microsoft Surface tablet or something like that, where it's like it has the tablet built into it. That's totally fine. Some of those have really nice drawing apps. You can use whatever app you want as well. I really don't care. I'm going to use Photoshop, but you will see that there's a lot of other options out there. Okay, so like Krita is like a big digital painting software. You could use that. My favorite sketching one is probably, it's actually Autodesk Sketchbook, believe it or not. Okay, so I'm going to use Photoshop, but I did want to show you this. There's a program called Photo P, and I'm just going to do File, we'll just do New, and we'll just do Facebook cover. You'll see, if you're familiar with Photoshop, it works just like Photoshop. It runs right in the browser. The only problem with it, well, there's a couple problems with it. It is missing some tools. It's not quite as robust. And also, because it's running in the browser, it's a little bit buggy. So if you want to use this, you could also use this. If you wanted, I would suggest drawing. There's other programs that are dedicated. I would suggest doing those in there. But if you need to make edits, this would be good, just in general. I'm going to be using Photoshop instead. So I'm going to go to Photoshop. And so first thing I'm going to do is I just need to make a size. Now, remember, this is going to be, you're going to use this as your image planes and stuff. So I'm just going to do File, New. And I'm just going to do 1920 by 1080. That should probably be fine. And I will hit Create. Okay. First thing I want to do is I just want to make my vertical lines so that I know where the halfway marks. I need to do 3 drawings, right? So I want to put a halfway mark and then a halfway mark of those. So to do that, I'm just going to go to View. We're going to go Guides. I'm going to do a new guide layout, and it's not going to be that many. We're going to do no rows. Yep. And I want to do 3, I think. 1, 2. Okay, I need to do 4. There we go. So I have 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. I mean, obviously the one's on the edge as well, but I'm not using those, right? So I'm going to center my drawings on each one of these, okay? So we'll say, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my, what do you call it? My 3/4 view first. We want to start with the 3/4 view because we can use that as a guide to draw the other ones. Remember, that is the view that you're going to view the character in most of the time. So I'm just going to pull this over and draw it out. So you probably don't want to watch this. Oh, so what I'm going to do in the drawing as well, I'm just going to go ahead and I'll make a new layer just to make things a little bit easier. I'm going to go ahead and put on the tablet sensitive stuff, so the thickness and that. Generally, just a regular old pencil should be fine. And I'm going to draw. So my plan for my character I'm going to model during this thing is I really like Wolverine. I've liked him since I watched the cartoons when I was younger. So I'm going to do Logan, but I'm going to do the Hugh Jackman Logan. Just because I want to do something that's somewhat realistic, so that way you guys, a cartoony thing would be like that, but just a little bit easier. So that way you can kind of see the general, vibe of it. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw this real quick. I'm just going to sketch it out, but I'm not going to make you watch that part. And then when I'm done with the 3/4 view, then I'll bring back the thing. And, okay, so I have this rough drawing. It's very rough. I'd want it to be a little bit more precise or whatever, but you get the idea. Okay, so once you have that, right, so I did my 3/4 in the front view. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put rulers across all the main elements. So I'm just going to click and drag. So I'll put this at the top of the head. I'm going to click and drag. Put this at the bottom of the head. Click and drag. Put this where the crotch is. Click and drag maybe where the knees are. Click and drag where the feet are. Maybe click and drag where the hands go. Maybe where the elbows are, right? So I'm going to put these lines here, and I can use those now as a guide to draw my other views. So now, like for the front view, I can kind of use that, and I know that the jaw needs to go to here, right? And then, let me see. So then we have, I guess the crotch goes right here, right? And so then we have something, the ribcage roughly goes to there. Right, and I can kind of see that's right where the shoulders are, so I can kind of put the shoulders right there. And then I think the hands go here, so I can kind of, that's right where the elbows go, so I can kind of make sure I got my hands here. not very good drawing, but hopefully you get the idea, right? And then what knees are here, so I could just kind of use that as the idea here, right? So, like so. Imagine I did a good job. You squint and look the other direction. Looks great, okay? And then I would just do the same thing for my side view. So now I can just be like, okay, that's got to go like this, okay? Right? I can get kind of the idea where all crouch is right there. Okay, so we'll say like that. So where the knee goes, right? Of course, it's got to go there, right? And then I'll just draw a circle here for that part, right? And so now I have a rough side view. Now, another thing you might want to also do, just because it can be helpful, is to actually go ahead and so I can see where the arm goes here. Maybe draw the arm from like the top view, because that can be kind of helpful when you're drawing. Oops, not quite right. So actually, I'm going to do his hand out. I think about it, so because that could be helpful from a. You can put that on the top view because like I don't have it here, but I didn't want to obstruct what I'm seeing here, so I can use this from the top view, like with if his arms are in T pose. But I can use that as kind of a guide as well. Okay. And then if you wanted to, you could draw a big hand. Be like, oh, I want the hand. I need a better illustration of what the hand's going to look like. Right. So you kind of be like, oh, need to know what the whatever. Right. So I could draw that in there. You could try and make it all fit. That's fine. Okay. So the main thing I'm after is a front, 3/4, and profile view. They should be much more complete than this. This is just kind of a crappy gestural drawing. They should look more like those examples I showed in the first video. All right, now, from there, what we need to do is we need to separate this into the individuals. So I should have probably drawn each one of these on a separate layer, but I'm an idiot and didn't do that. So I'm just going to cut them out and put them all on top of each other. So I'm just going to grab my marquee tool here. I'll just grab this one, Control X, Control V. You can see it puts it right in the center. I'm going to turn that layer off. I'm going to go to the layer that the other one was on still. We're going to grab this, and we will Control X, Control V. You can see it put it right there. And then I have the bottom one. So the bottom one looks like it actually go that way a little bit. So I'm just going to go with, why is V not working? Oh, it's on freaking artboard for some reason. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and we'll just use the arrows. Oh, I got to be on layer 1. That's why. Okay, I'm just going to move this over so it feels a little bit more centered-ish, like that. That's fine. I'm going to turn that one off, turn the next one on, and that one's got to go to the left. So I'm just going to make sure I'm on it. I'm just going to push this to the left. That looks good. Roughly to where the ear is. That's usually where you draw the plumb lines where the weight would go. Make sure I have this one selected, and this one I want to center obviously right on the linea alba. That's like kind of the fake center line of the body. All right, so something like that. All right, so now I have all 3 of them all centered on there. I'm not going to worry about these, but you could do those 2. Just cut them out, put them in the center. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn them all on, and I'm just going to crop it. So I'm just going to go to the crop tool, and we are going to crop it like it's hot. So pull that over here, put this over here. Okay, bonk. Good. All right. I'm going to turn this off, so I'm just going to go to view and turn off extras. So I don't have the those things on there, just because it's kind of annoying. All right. I'm going to turn off the top 2. I got the bottom one here. We're just going to go ahead and export this out. So let's just file. And we're going to do save a copy. They like changed it because save as doesn't do like the regular. Oh, there's also quick export. Where's that one? Sure, export and then quick as PNG. I'll just do that. That's easier. We'll just do that. I'm going to save that to here. And I will just write, Logan front, or actually that's 3/4. Logan 3/4. Okay. And then I'll turn that one off, turn this one on, and I'll just do that again. So file, export, quick export to PNG. And I'm just going to click on that to steal the name here. And this will be Logan profile or side. I'll just put side because that's the camera view it's going to be on. Beautiful. I think I wrote cider, but you get the idea. All right, and then we'll just do this again. File, where are you? Export, quick as PNG, and We're just going to call this one front. Nope, go figure. Where are you? Front. Okay. And now I have the views I need. I have my orthographic view for the front, the side, and then I can use that main 3/4 view as kind of what I want it to look like when I'm looking at it in perspective view. Okay. So that's the idea, is that now I have those completed. Now again, regardless of whether you're doing this on paper or you're doing it this way, you need to submit this. So you don't have to give me the individual drawings. If you want to give me just the turnaround sketch, like all of them together as one image, I prefer that. If you could help it too, don't give me the PSD, like give me like a PNG or a JPEG or something like that. Just that way I can quickly preview it without having to open up Photoshop. But you can give me all three of them in line, but you are going to want to separate them like this, because when we bring it into Maya, that's how we're going to line up we need to line these up in order for us to work. So you're going to do that. Don't worry if your drawing's not super great. If they look like this, you're going to get a bad grade, because obviously I did this very quickly, so just do the best that you can. I'm not going to grade it super harshly, but do the best that you can with it. And also, if you don't want to use your actual drawings, like next week when we actually start modeling the model, you can find some online if you want. I'm fine with that as well. I just want to make sure you do this part of the process, just because you might be required to. Drawing just in general is a useful skill. All right. Yeah. So just give me the image when you're done, and that would be it. This should be. Also, don't forget to put this into the what do you call it? The discussion board. All right. So good luck. If you have any questions, just let me know.